Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and today I'm here to give you a message from Spirit. Happy freaking New Year. I am looking really forward to 2025 and I hope you are too. So we are starting off the new year with the new moon in Capricorn, which was on December 30th, so yesterday, but we'll still be feeling that energy through the 1st. And it's trine Uranus and Taurus, so be on the lookout for like sudden revelations that you are experiencing. Be sure to jot those down. And Capricorn wants you to develop a plan and get determined. And Uranus and Taurus wants to bring those like revelations to you. So be on the lookout for those, and for sure write them down and start to execute your plans for yourself. This is an amazing time to go within and to find the answers for the upcoming year in terms of like what you want to focus on and what you want to accomplish and that kind of thing. So we're going to go ahead and get all your cards out on the table. Okay, so we have your cards out on the table. So this is really gorgeous energy. Before we do get started, I want to go ahead and say that I am working on your yearly 2025 reading. It is a really long reading, but we are going to do, it's an overview of the energy of 2025, plus then I'm going to break it down into 3-month segments. So you can either watch it all at once, or you can watch just the overview and then come back and watch the 3-month segments, or, both. So it's totally up to you if you want to watch it all at once and then come back. But it is a super long video, but it will be time stamped. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into what I see for you here, Taurus. So you have the moon card and your feelings in your recent past. So Spirit is telling you with the Page of Pentacles, so Spirit is telling you that any feelings that you've been having in the last couple of days, to pay attention to them, because those are seeds being planted with the Page of Pentacles. They're very important. Like I talked about, they're very important revelations for you in terms of the direction that you're going to be taking in 2025. Over here, you have blessings and going forward, and you also have the Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So for some of you, it can be, a realization that you're ready to get into a relationship in 2025. Additionally, it can be like things that you want to do with your partner if you're already in a relationship. It could be, travels that you two want to take. And it's so interesting, but I actually felt called to get out my seashells here for this reading. My, what are they called? Sand dollars. But anyway, so I was called to do that. I got these obviously at beaches that I have traveled to, but, in the shops. I bought them in the shops, not actually that I found on the ground. But anyway, so you could be wanting to travel to a beach or spend more time at a beach if you live by the beach, in 2025. So anyway, but yeah, you've got major blessings coming in for you, plus the Ace of Cups, which can be all kinds of different blessings. It doesn't just have to be in love. Okay. But I feel like overall, the most of you, yes, there may have been challenges in 2024, but I feel like you also had a lot to be grateful for, okay? Like, because I feel that you could be looking back and realizing that there were a lot of things or a lot of seeds that were planted in 2024 that are helping for you to develop some long-term goals and visions and dreams for yourself in 2025. Could have even been sudden blessings that happen for you. But additionally, as we move into 2025, we are seeing that you are going forward into blessings in 2025. Okay. I feel like you're going to be closing out some very significant chapters in your life that are going to be celebratory, okay? Because we're in a number 9 year in 2025, all right? So in 2024, we were in number 8 years. So what we put into the universe, we were receiving back in return. So if you were really investing in yourself in 2024, you are seeing the return on those investments in 2025. So, I mean, yes, awesome, grand, great, okay. So I feel like you are going to, this looks like the 3 of Cups right here, which is a celebratory energy, but it's also an energy of support, having amazing friend groups. The North Node will be moving into Taurus's 11th house of social networks, wishes, hopes, and dreams. So you are going to be finding that your social circle will be increasing, whether it's in your friend group, a spiritual group, or if it's in career, or just even on social media. If you have a social media, like you could be really expanding that. So if, for instance, this King of Pentacles, you work on social media, then you're going to see a lot more support, a lot more people wanting to come gravitate towards you. But additionally, it can also mean that you're going to be, I feel like in the very near future, because that's, this is the present, actually, when I don't know what I'm talking about. But, but I feel like even in the very near future, you're going to be seeing that you'll have a lot more support around you. But currently, you can also be feeling like you're looking around at your life and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I have a really amazing network of either people or of a relationship that you're in or friendships that you have. You just have a really amazing network. For some of you, you could honestly feel like you made more money this past year. It may not have been a lot more money, but you could feel like with the 9 of Pentacles, you made more money. Additionally, I am feeling like, in terms of, like I said, with career, you could be feeling like you have a lot more support. Like you may have been making some really incredible friends in the office, or you've been networking quite a bit and you've made some important contacts. Okay. So, as we come up into the near future, you have the water energy. It says spirituality, emotion, intuition, compassion. You are definitely in your feelings. I think that for the most part, what I'm seeing is it's feel good energy. And that is a lot to be celebrated, to be honest with you. Some of you actually could have gotten into a relationship or will be getting into a relationship with a water sign, okay? Or you are making a friendship with people who are water signs that are very supportive, like because of this, like you're feeling really good in this energy, okay? And with the Wheel of Fortune, you are moving into a cycle of good fortune in your life. You are closing out important chapters. With that Hanged Man, I feel like, there's going to be a time for you to, take a step back and just, tune in, lean into your spirituality, your spiritual practice, your self-care practice, that kind of thing. But also I feel like, this is about a shift in perspective. So if you were feeling kind of down, in 2024, or you have been, I feel like there could be a shift and you're starting to see the silver lining, see the bright side of things. And, you're even maybe having some self-compassion towards yourself or towards others. And you're just really going to be feeling overall much better here at the beginning part of 2025. And that's when we had this North Node that's moving into Pisces in the beginning of 2025, which says destined to have. So in your opportunity, you have the 7 of Cups, which is opening up more opportunities for you, more doorways. And again, it's options. Like you have several different people around you, where you have several different doorways that are opening up for you. And I feel like you, with that North Node energy, are going to be feeling guided in specific directions. And honestly, I feel like it is going to be clear as day for you because of the Ace of Swords. So if you've been very confused about your pathway forward and you've just been kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place and not really sure what you're trying to achieve in your life, I do feel like it is going to become very clear for you. If you struggle with trusting your intuition, or you struggle with making decisions for yourself, you might even do like a road opener type of road opener type of spell, or ritual, that kind of thing, for New Year's Eve, so that on New Year's Day things are very clear for you. Okay, I love doing things like that, especially under new moons, where especially when it comes to things that you're ready to put your all into, but you're really unsure of which pathway to choose. Say for instance, if it comes down to switching your career, or if it comes down to, a home or a city that you want to live in, or if it comes down to a choice between two people that you're dating, which one are you more serious about, or which one do you want to invest in? You could feel that you are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place and you're not entirely sure. Then I feel like, it might be important to do some sort of road opener intention or that kind of thing, so that, like right before you go to bed, and then when you wake up, the choice becomes very clear, or the universe aligns you with something that makes the choice very clear. For me, I was struggling to pick out a major for my masters, and I did a road opener ritual on the Scorpio new moon, and the very next day the choice became very clear, like abundantly clear for me, and I knew exactly what I was supposed to do. So okay, anyway, so you have the Ace of Swords, which is going to be that clarity in terms of multiple options, and it could be also like if you're looking for other, okay, here's the other thing, like, so say you've been staying at the same job for a long time and you've reached a point where you're like, I think that I'm ready for something new, but you've been unsure whether or not you should take that step and start looking elsewhere. Again, I feel like the choice is going to become abundantly clear for you which option you should choose. And like I said, if you struggle to listen to that intuition, then you may need to do some sort of ritual or intention setting and tell the universe, please make this choice clear to me in a way that I cannot possibly misunderstand. It works. I promise you, it really does. Okay. So you are going to have a lot more pleasure coming into your life. But additionally, I feel like you need to be focusing on your pleasure. Okay. And perhaps I feel like, because you're going to have the South Node moving into your 5th house of pleasure and joy in early 2025, I feel like you are going to be called to address the things that you have regretted doing in the past, and you're going to be called to address sacrifices that you've made, and in terms of not being able to pursue things that bring you the most joy and pleasure, you are going to be called to address blockages even. And by doing that, the 4 of Swords, it's telling you to sort of rest and meditate, or just go within and really look inside yourself to see, how have you been holding yourself back? How have you been standing in your own way in terms of things that bring you the most joy and pleasure? Have you been putting way too much attention and focus into the wrong things, or into survival mode, that you forgot how to have fun? You forgot how to embrace your childlike sense of wonder. And I understand, like being a mother, and homeschooling one of my children and working and all of this stuff, like I become so wrapped up in the daily responsibilities that I'm just on autopilot constantly, especially with working and going back to school, it's just autopilot. And there are times that I have to stop myself, and say, hey, I've got to go do something fun. I really love to play pool. I love playing pool. And I love going to the arcade. And those are things that make me happy. I love to dance, and sometimes I like to go to the park and swing on the swings, and so like I have to remind myself at least once a month, like, go do something that makes me feel very joyful and happy, because life is just too short to not have those moments. And those are things that you are going to need to be focusing on. For some of you, it's literally sleep. It is literally sleep. Like, you need to catch up on more sleep, and And then you can focus on things that, you know, you find pleasure in doing. But with that World card, I feel like it is closing out unhealthy cycles for yourself. And unhealthy cycles for us can be, you know, constantly being on the grind and going and going and going and going, and just always focusing on the things that we're responsible for, and then forgetting about our inner child that is saying, hey, I want to come out and play, like, let me play. So I do feel like you are going to be needing to find that balance for yourself, okay? But I mean, this pile, I've told you guys before, I feel like it's what you should focus on, what your advice is, and what your overall energy of what's coming in for you is. Okay, so for me, I know it's very confusing, but I see those 3 different things and I tell you like what I see for those 3 different areas. Okay, so I break it down that way. I know it's confusing, but I don't want to put way too many cards on the table, so this pile is designated for those things. So your advice is you're going to need to rest a little bit more. You need to go within, okay? What you need to be focusing on are things that bring you pleasure. The overall energy of what's coming in for you is going to be pleasure and peace of mind, and closing out cycles for yourself that are not working for you. Like if you have been constantly in fight or flight mode, I feel like, you know, you need to focus on trying to center yourself as best as you can. And sometimes, like, seriously, we heal through play. We heal through pleasure and joy. And so if you like to go walking in, you know, nature, or you like to go hiking and that brings you pleasure and joy, then find time to do more of that so you can create more and more of these pleasurable and joyful experiences for yourself. If you like to travel, that's another thing. If you, and I understand, like, if you don't have a lot of money to travel, that kind of thing, my partner and I, we have gone on some very cute little trips that have been very inexpensive. One time we went and stayed in a tiny little RV, okay? Like it was a tiny little RV, but it was a very inexpensive just getaway, that we found on Airbnb. And it was a really, really rejuvenating trip. It was, you know, and it just was inexpensive. And honestly, like, I don't have to have lavish vacations all the time. Sometimes I just need to get away from daily responsibilities and just go stay, you know, go have a really inexpensive trip and just enjoy my time, you know? And so there may need to be, you may need to do something like that, like find something that's relatively inexpensive for you to do if money is tight, so that you can just kind of get away and just, you know, enjoy being out in nature, being by the beach, or just rejuvenating your spirit, catching up on sleep, like whatever, you know? Like if you have a friend who has a lake house, or a parent or a family member, like say, hey, can I go stay there for a weekend? Something like that, okay? If you like to camp, that can be relatively inexpensive. Go camping, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and get you one more closing oracle message. I hope you all have an amazing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'm so happy for everything that's going to be coming in for you in 2025. Life is not always going to be perfect. There's going to be ups and downs, but for the most part, for your yearly reading, it looks really magnificent. So be sure to keep an eye out for that, my lovely Taurus friends. Freedom. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like you're going to be experiencing a lot of freedom. You know, I feel like we saw quite a bit of the freedom energy in 2024 for you, my dear Tauruses. But I also know that there were some things that came in your life, you know, Uranus and Taurus, especially when Pluto moved into Aquarius and that's squaring Taurus, you know, it's going to kind of create some conflicting, challenging situations. But I feel like also Uranus moving into Gemini, in July, is going to help cultivate a lot more freedom for you in moving forward, you know, without those shocking things that come into your life. But anyway, I feel like you're going to be experiencing a lot more freedom, not feeling so bogged down. And I think it's because of intentions that you have for yourself. So, as well as just the universe kind of aligning things for you. So, that's what I have for you, my dear Tauruses. I love you guys so much. And again, keep an eye out for your yearly reading, and I will be back soon. Okay, love you. Bye.